Oyster's kingdom.
Deep within the misty cliffs of Obscura Hollow, there stood a forgotten fortress, hidden behind veils of fog and guarded by thorny shadows. Within its tallest tower, Princess Alenatha, last beacon of hope for the kingdom of Salaria, was imprisoned in a magical cage made of obsidian vines. She had been captured by General Grimthorn, a ruthless warlock who seized power and extinguished all light in the kingdom. With her golden hair and the sunstone pendant around her neck, Leena was the only one who could awaken the light core, the kingdom's ancient source of harmony. Far away, in the meadow of glints, the Light Fairies Jo, Priscilla, and Leena received a distressed sparkle through the whispering wind.
We have to move fast. If the sunstone is kept in darkness too long, the light core will fade forever.
Grimthorn's magic is dense. We'll need the mirror dust to reflect his power and the feather of Flickerwing to unlock shadow chains.
Or we just sneak in, blast some glitter, and break the princess out ninja style.
The fairies zipped through the skies, their wings leaving shimmering trails behind them. As they approached Obscura Hollow, the air grew colder and the light dimmer. Creeping vines reached out like claws, trying to snatch them mid-flight. But the fairies were clever and quick. Leena distracted the shadow hounds with bursts of glowing bubbles. Jo drew protective light circles to block dark spells, while Priscilla whispered incantations to guide them safely. Inside the prison tower, Princess Leena stared at the moon through a small barred window. Her pendant barely glowed. Her heart was heavy, but she still believed help would come.
Salaria's light still lives in me. I must hold on, even in this cage.
Foolish girl, your hope dims like your kingdom. Soon, the sunstone will be mine.
Just as Grimthorn reached to take the pendant, a blast of rose gold magic knocked him back. The Light Fairies burst into the tower, their wings glowing bright in the darkness.
Step away from the princess, warlock.
Fairies, always meddling.
We're not meddling, we're fixing your mess.
And we brought sparkles.
A fierce battle of magic erupted. Shadow vines lashed out, but Priscilla's mirror dust reflected them like beams of light. Grimthorn cast binding curses, but Jo's lotus spell shattered them mid-air. Leena zoomed around, snipping the obsidian vines with glowing threads of sunlight. Finally, with one united beam of fairy light, they struck the prison cage. The obsidian cracked, the vines withered. Princess Leena stepped forward, her pendant shining like a small sun.
I am the light of Salaria and I am free.
This is not the end.
Yeah. Cue the dramatic exit.
With the princess safe and her sunstone reawakened, the skies over Salaria began to brighten. Flowers bloomed again, lakes shimmered, children laughed, and the light returned to the kingdom. Leena crowned the fairies as guardians of glimmer, and their laughter filled the halls of the palace for days to come.
We don't need crowns to be heroes, but this one does sparkle nicely.
I'm keeping mine in my spellbook.
Mine's already lost in the cookie jar.
In the snow-covered kingdom of Ice Vale, an eternal winter reigned. Once ruled by Queen Seraphinia, kind ruler with a warm Hather soul, had turned to ice the day she touched the crystal thorn, a cursed relic hidden deep in the mountains. Villagers wept, flowers withered, and the sun no longer rose. But one night, under the shimmer of the northern lights, 3 sparkles descended from the skies: Jo, Priscilla, and Leena's Light Fairies of hope.
It's colder than I imagined. Her heart must be completely frozen.
Then we'll just have to melt it. Let's find that crystal thorn.
And remind her who she once was.
Inside the palace, Queen Seraphine sat upon her icy throne. Her eyes, once filled with kindness, now shimmered like frost. But as the fairies entered, the cold wind whispered warnings.
Light Fairies? How quaint. I no longer believe in hope. That's because the crystal thorns stole your belief. But deep down, you're still Seraphineath the queen who saved a bird with a broken wing.
I remember that bird.
And you cried when it flew again. Your heart is not gone, it's just sleeping.
Let us break the curse.
Together, the fairies lifted their wands. Light swirled like fireflies around the throne, striking the crystal thorn embedded in Seraphine's crown. The crystal cracked, then shattered. A single tear rolled down the queen's cheek. Warmth returned to her face. The frost melted from her throne.
What have I done?
You're back. And Ice Vale still needs you.
Thank you, my little lights.
The sun rose over Ice Vale for the first time in years. Flowers bloomed through the snow, and laughter returned to the kingdom. As the Light Fairies flew off into the morning sky, a warm wind followed them, whispering one word: hope.